Well, it started without me pushing it. Wow, amazing. Listen, hello, 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 my darlings. I am so happy that we have made another week. I had an awesome weekend. This is a very sad weekend, though. I don't want to start off like I don't have feelings for people. We're all human beings. And so there was an assassination plot against 45, the Republican candidate for president. And so, I so much hate. I just don't like it when we use violence to express ourselves when we don't agree. But this person who shot or made the attempt was a Republican himself, a youngster, 20-something years old. He given to the Republican Party. So I don't know what to say. All I can say is that I'm glad it didn't happen, because it would just be a tragedy, like Dr. King and Kennedy. I mean, he would have joined that martyred list. And he didn't need to be shot. Just didn't need to be. That was just been a terrible thing. Just a terrible thing. Who would want that? Nobody. I don't care how we disagree. I don't wish violence on anybody. So I had a fabulous weekend otherwise, but then I had one more. I had something sad. So let me start with, it's been sad. I don't want to start sad like this because I'm so happy. I went to the doctor today, and 3 out of 4 things are working. So I can take that. One thing isn't working, but 3 out of 4 are working. So let's go with the positive. 3 out of 4 things are working. And that other one is it'll get over itself. But anyway, so many of you looked at my earlier videos, that I talked about this wonderful business I had that nobody knew I had. I didn't know I had it either. It was a wonderful job for me. I realized now how blessed I was, and how some would say lucky, but I would say blessed, because I met this woman named Edna Farley and Lowell Farley, and their children are still living. The children from that marriage, the parents that passed away now, are Elizabeth Farley Gomez and Lowell Farley Jr. And I'm so glad to find them. Yeah, I think you remember a video where I found them because I worked for their parents. And my first client was the person who passed away this weekend, Richard Simmons. You heard me talk about Richard Simmons, and as a kid, Richard Simmons came to their house. They were youngsters. And I really wish they would do a book about their parents' business, because it was very unique. They were PR people, and they worked for Warner Books, and then it became Warner Time. But my first client was Richard Simmons, and I found out later that was Edna's first client in her new location. She had moved to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, out of New York. And so she got Richard Simmons, and she gave him to me. And I have my Richard Simmons picture. I got it out at my last video and showed it to you. Then I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. It just disappeared, but it'll find itself back to me. But Richard Simmons was my first client, and that's a lot we could talk about with him. But I think somebody should interview Lowell Farley Jr. and Elizabeth Farley Gomez as kids in the house with their parents. They were just kids. They just did whatever and saw whomever. Richard Simmons came to their house. Well, here's my Warner Books piece right there. Can you see? I don't know. What can you see? Right here in the middle, I guess. Warner Books, a confirmation of my interview. It wasn't my interview, the confirmation that he was my person that I was going to be picking up. I was a media escort. We only had 2 black people, and I think in the United States, me and somebody in Colorado, I think. But anyway, I didn't even know that was not anybody but me until one day. And they said, well, they all will remember you. And let me tell you why. She was funny. She was just delightful. But anyway, I will get the bill. Tell me what. Let me see if I can do it like this. Maybe you can see it better. Like, do it again. The light isn't good. Maybe that's better. I don't know. But anyway, he was in Atlanta December the 15th through the 16th in 1983. And so when Richard Simmons was here, they would send me something like this from Warner. It actually came from, it was Warner Books, but it came from Edna Farley. So what time he was arriving, you know, where he was going to be sitting, who was to contact whom, what limo was going to pick him up. This, you know, the whole itinerary. It's hard that my light doesn't work. Let me see if it's better to turn off this light. Doesn't make it any better for you. But anyway, it's not anything to really see, but I just like to verify, you know, I'm not talking out the top of my head. This is the Richard Simmons. You can see at the top of the page, the Richard Simmons itinerary. And all the places he had to go, and all the places he went in Atlanta. I have to turn the light back on now. 2, 3, okay. So if people want to do an interview about Richard Simmons, they can go, and he was in Atlanta. He taped the WSB TV. They have footage on him. They may not even know they have footage, but they do, because I see where that was one of the places we went. And then we went to WAGA. There used to be Channel 5, was called WAGA TV. So they have footage on him. There's a WGST radio. They have some radio on him. Rogene Bailey over at Georgia Public TV. You have some footage on him. Cable News Network, CNN, on Techwood, live on Daywatch. You have some footage on him. And WERC Radio, whomever you are, you have footage on him. And live on Harper and Kelly Morning Drive at WARM 100, you have something on him. So just in case you didn't know who in Atlanta interviewed and maybe have some tapes, they can go back and look at it. I have the list right here of all the places we went. I had to take it, make sure that I spoke to everybody there ahead of time. You know what you do when you do things like that. And then I had just done something that I never talk about, but anyway, he wrote me a nice note, and this is on the inside of the books of his book. But as I told you when I did my my time when I told you how many guests, Vanna White, I mean, she may or may not remember me, but she was with me in a very close proximity, because you had to be in the car with me and you had to talk to me. We had to talk about what you were going to do. I was your PR person on the ground in Atlanta. That was my job, to make sure that you got where you're supposed to get. I didn't drive anything. Sometimes I did drive, and then sometimes they had a limo, depending on who it was. So this is my Richard Simmons. May God rest your soul. I'll always smile when I hear your name, not because you were just funny, because we know why I'm a smile. We know why I'm smiling. We had a great time. All right, so let's go to this part 2. So also, if you remember, I did a show on, a whole show on the washerwoman, about from I call this Betsy Riley's magazine. I don't care if she got a new job, but it's still Betsy Riley's magazine. And she did a whole piece on Kalundra Smith and the Atlanta washerwoman strike. And Kalundra wrote a fantastic play about it. And so I could not wait to get to the play where Janice Slidell, Dr. Janice Slidell, who is Professor Emerita from Clark Atlanta. She got a group of us together, and Sunday, guess what? Georgianne finally was able to see The Wash. Let me recommend it. Let me recommend this play. It is at Impact Theater. I didn't even know Hateville had a theater. I know you all have passed up and down going to Chick-fil-A. You have not looked to see that there was a theater before you get to the black woman that had a bakery out there for years. So you just see some cars on the street where there's no parking. There's no real parking for the, let me just say, there's no real parking for Impact. So you're going to have to you got to park like I did. I parked over in a restaurant, but it wasn't open on Sunday. So anyway, let me recommend to everyone that you take time and go see this play. It is very much worth it. Very much worth it. It's called The Wash. And they had an artist talk afterwards. And so if you look on my community page, you see where I took a picture with Calandra. Ooh, yes I did. Yes I did. Yes I did. Oh, and I have, oh now I went blank. I have a picture with one of the stars. Oh, see, this was 81 gets in the way when I can't remember. But anyway, you can go and look. Let me see who is that I took a picture with. Oh my goodness, Georgianne, you should know better. You should know better. You should know better. I took a picture with, what's her name back here? Yeah, Jessica Thompson. Anyway, I just enjoyed so much being there. And it was a crowd. When I tell you from top to bottom, they found me a chair because you had to walk up some stairs. It was first walking up some stairs was not, that wasn't going to happen because seating went up. And Jordan had to be on the front row or I had to stand. So I said, well, you know what, I'm just going to sit out here in the lobby, and kind of listen to it. And so they found me a chair to sit down because all the front seats were full, VIP and wheelchair. And, I got there 10 minutes to 3 for a 3 o'clock play. Hello. So I was doing well, but I really enjoyed myself. Brenda and I think she's one of the people who runs the theater out there. You all have got to go. Just please, if you're in the Atlanta area, look up this place in Hapeville, Hapeville. You know where the Porsche is located in Hapeville. And the Chick-fil-A Dwarf House, the original one, is located in Hapeville. And Regions Bank is down there in Hapeville. A black woman that owns the bakery that's been there for 100 years is there in Hapeville. And then this is in front of City Hall. So if you know what City Hall is, then you know this place, Impact Theater. It's a great place and a great space. A great place and a great space. Anyway, it's called The Wash. All right, so I've caught you up on that. So here's what I got for you. Now, all that was for me to say about what Jordan did. And I hope you had a good weekend yourself. I'm sure around the world people were just, what I don't like about the shooting or the attempted assassination, it makes us, we're always talking about other countries and we're always sizing ourselves up as, being so stately and so elite. And we're just looking foolish to me in America. I just think we're looking foolish because we purport to be one for all and all for one. The people are rushing to get here because this is the land of the free and opportunity. But what is happening with all of that? My flag is always, I still support my country. This is still the best place to be. I'm just kind of waving the flag, not as much as, because I just don't understand what is happening to us as a people. Whatever our differences were, we weren't like we are now. People actually hate me, and they don't know me. They don't know me. People outside the country actually hate me also, and they don't know me. People around the world has this hatred going when the people around the world won't tell the truth about where they came from. The Japanese know they came from black. The Koreans know. The Chinese know. The Italians know. The Irish know. You all know you came from black. You know your people were black. I'm sorry about my nose, but you know you were. You know you were. You know you were. You know where you came from. We can cut racism out if you go back and get those pictures. And the Latino, what are y'all doing? Trying to whiten yourselves up and blonde hair, but making sure you as white as you are. Asian people trying to look as white as you are. Those people don't care anything about you. Stop it. The Hawaiians don't want to be black. What kind of noses y'all got? What's that? Melanin is in your skin. If you have melanin in your skin, okay. The people who don't have melanin in their skin, go back and read Francis, I'm going to blank on everybody's name. Anyway, you all know what I'm talking about. If the truth be told, we can just cut out racism and start being humans. That is what I want so much to live and see. That we just cut out racism and start being humans. So you can just love me because you love me. It have anything to do with how beautiful you think I am, how smart you think I am. I'm just joking. Okay. No, but seriously, we're hating each other. I mean, how can a white supremacist hate me for what you don't know how to do. You're mad because I know how to do something, and I'm not mad with you because you stole most of our things that we know how to do. You like our rhythm and not our blues. That's for real. You love our rhythm and not our blues. You want to be like us because you know you came from us. You know that nobody in the Bible was white. Y'all know that. You all know that. But you pretend like you don't want to discuss that part of the Bible. So okay, all right, no problem. You all know you scraping off the walls over in the pyramids. What do those people look like? When he said made in my image, whose image? People, we could cut all of this out. Just stop putting when babies are born, stop putting the race down. Put U.S. citizen down. From now on, can I get me a bill, the Georgian Thomas bill? That's what I like to see. Where the babies are born and all you put down, girl, boy, gender, nationality. That's it. Gender, girl, gender, boy. That's still going on. You can switch to whatever you're going to switch to. But you was born this and you were born this. And you were born in the United States. That's all we need to know. And then go ahead and have life. Have it more abundantly. Do you. Grow up and be. That's all. You don't have to have any other attachments, but we got all these attachments. And because we have all these attachments, somebody would get on top of a roof with an AKA, I guess, whatever it's called, some kind of gun, high powered, and aim it and kill. Here's a man was there, regardless of what you think about the other, well, I say the Republican Party. The man was there because he had the right to be at his rally. If I go to a rally, and I've been to some rallies, a Democratic rally, I don't want to think I can't go. And I'm going to be shocked. So now a father is gone. You think about those children. Because somebody disagreed. Where are we going with all this? I'm so disappointed. I'm just disappointed. I just wish I don't know, prayer changes thing. There's a whole bunch of folks praying. Trust me, we praying. Black folk, I know you praying out there. I know you praying. We got some prayers going on because we have saved this country on prayer over many centuries. We know what prayer does. We know how prayer changes things. And we need to get back to our praying. We do. So, for my people out there, all that was for internal maybe. I don't know if it hit anybody. But let's talk about you. Let's talk about you because some of y'all went back to work. The holidays, the next holiday is Labor Day. And after that Halloween, I don't do Halloween. But anyway, Halloween is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is Christmas. You got Labor Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. 4. That's all you got. You got 4 more, and then you'll be in 2025. Are you ready? And then we don't know who's going to be the president. And what does it mean, whomever is president? We know what the one would do if one doesn't make president. He's already called for a bloodbath. Do you know that means shooting and killing? Who calls for a bloodbath? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Killing me means what? I've already had a great life. I brought forth a black child. We have other black children. Children are being born every day that are black. You just gonna what? Just exterminate the whole black race because of your white power? You think you're gonna get some black people to say, yes sir, no sir. Yes master, no master. We're gonna go out in the field and cut your mow your lawns or something. What? You want to be is something wrong? That it's something it's a psychopathology question. It's a psychopathology question when you want someone to be subservient to you, and if they are not subservient to you, then they're gonna die or pay a price. Then there's something psychologically wrong. That's a psychosis. It is. I'm not y'all know I wanted to be now I'm talking too much. psychology doctor, but I missed it because I like being a French teacher though. But I'm just saying, it's some kind of psychoanalysis that's missing when you want that for a person. When you want to subjugate somebody for your own pleasure, it's something mentally wrong. And there's some mental psychosis that's going on in America. We African Americans and black people, people of color, we don't want all that for you. We could care less. We just want to go on with life. But you don't want that. You don't want us going on with life. That's what happened out there at Black Wall Street. People going on in life, and you saw that black people are prospering. How dare you have more than me? What kind of greed is that? What goes on up here? I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe you get it. Maybe white supremacists, you get it, but I don't get it. Because your white skin is not holding you here. You're going to die. We were sent here on a mission. God sent us here on a mission. We raised our hand and said, I can do that. So you came here to do God's will, to love his people, and to love God. And then what happened in between, I don't know. But you're going to go somewhere and be accountable to the Lord. You got to go back by that same person who sent you here. That same entity that sent you here, you got to go back by God. And you're going to get the list out. Now you say, I don't believe in that. Okay, well, do you think you're not going to die? Do you believe in that? Because you're going to die. If I could get everybody to understand that you're going to die, does everybody out there understand you're going to die? Once you get that understand you're going to die, you have a different thought about living. You're going to die. This skin color is not going to keep you from getting cancer, not going to keep you from having problems, not going to keep you from not going to let you live forever. So what is it that your white skin is going to do for you? It's going to make you have power. What kind of power? Paper power? Power of the gun? Power of submission? Then it's something psychologically wrong. There's a psychosis there. There's a psychosis. That's why not Pablo Freire, but the other one talks about that psychosis. I don't know. I just don't get it. Maybe you can figure it out for me, but I can't figure it out. The one thing I can figure out that I wanted to tell you about, some of you all went back to work. I think I started talking about it. And I want you to know that there are two things. I'm talking about God now. I'm talking about your work and your work. So one is a job and one is work. And I want to make sure that you on the other side understand that some of you are on a job, but you're not on your work. See, let me give you an example. Wayne McMillan, Bruce Wayne McMillan worked for Delta Airlines. He's a good friend of mine, so I can talk about him. I know him. And Bruce Wayne McMillan was excellent at the job. You couldn't, when you talk about the epitome of being just sharp, knew everything going on from A to Z, between him and Cortez Brown, they knew everything went on in the airport, period, from A to Z. The only thing they didn't have was probably how to land a plane. They needed 15 minutes of that. Them two right there. I'm telling you. And they look like, the jacket, the shirt, them and jackets would be just, I never seen uniforms like them and Joe Nada and myself. But I said all that to say that Wayne knew his job. He is retired now. But Wayne is not on a job, but he's still at work. What is work? What God wants him to do. Work, job is what you train to do. But work is what you were sent here to do. Wait a second, what you were born to do. And let me tell you what his work is. He's very kind. He's one of the kindest, most considerate men that I have met. He would do anything for you. He would go anywhere for you. He would get anything for you. He'll try to go to the moon and back for you. He would do that. That is Wayne McMillan. So Wayne McMillan is still, he's at work because he was born to be kind. What about you, baby? What were you born to be? You see, your work finishes when you retire. Y'all have retired from those jobs. If you're watching me, you know if you're watching me, we're about what? Super aging? Getting older without getting old? Most of y'all have retired. But you retired from a job that you were trained to do. But what about the work God gave you to do? What about the work you were born to do? What about that part? What is that? And you say, well, I go out and help the homeless. Okay, then. You don't call that a job. You say, I'm doing my work. I'm still working. People say, well, why are you still working? Because work is what I was sent here to be. I'm working what I was supposed to do. I'm working what God told me to do. I'm working what I was born to do. That's what I'm working. My job, I did that. I retired from here. I retired from this. I retired from that. George, I retired from Delta Airlines. I sure did. That was my job. Oh, I was good. I had Joe Nida. I had, oh my God, I had Wayne Cortez, Ernest Tate, Jacques. You know, I had some folk, Emory Jr. Huh? Was I bad? I was bad to the bone. Ask somebody. But that was my job. I was trained to do that. This right here. All the things that I have 10 talents, if I got one, that God gave me, that is what my work is. What about you, baby? Are you on the job or are you at work? I love you and you can't do anything about it.